Hey guys, it's E here from Virginia Grace Living. So I'm out here by my, some of my cole crops right here. I think I have some collards and some rutabagas in this row. Couple of kale plants mixed in there as well. So I kind of wanted to just show you some of the things I do to keep these plants healthy in my fall gardening season. Your number one pest, that's Beefy. Beefy says hello. Here's a couple of things with brassicas in general. So that includes cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts, collards, rutabaga, cauliflower, to name a few. They're heavy feeders, so they have to have something. I generally give them an organic fertilizer. I use AgroThrive. This is fruit and flowers, just what I have right now. I need to get some more of the general purpose, but this is absolutely not going to hurt them or make them go to flower or anything like that. It just has a little bit higher potassium or phosphate, I think, level in it. So, but it's perfect, perfect for go ahead and fertilizing your garden. But the number two thing is pests. So here in Virginia, anyhow, the cabbage worm is one of the number one things that will destroy your brassica crop. So your collards and your greens and stuff. They can start eating them, and if you don't notice it, they can pretty much, in a span of 2 or 3 days, just take them out. So what I use is it's another organic thing. It's a pesticide, but what it does is this is BT. So you can get this on Amazon or whatever. I'll put a link in the description to where I get it on Amazon. But this is organic and it doesn't hurt any of the other bugs other than caterpillars. So it puts a bacteria on the leaf that once they bite it and ingest it, they die. It basically infects them and they can't eat it anymore. But you'll see little moths flying around laying eggs. The white moths, those are the cabbage moths. So if you see those, chances are you have caterpillars, or you will soon. So to get ahead of it, I spray this once a week and I fertilize this once a week. So I usually do the fertilizer first and then I'll come back and spray with the BT. So let's get some mixed up and I'll show you how it goes. Before we do that, I just want to kind of give you a look at this row that I planted a couple weeks ago. They're growing nicely. Not too much bug damage, a little bit here and there just from maybe before I sprayed. So these are rutabagas right here. These are one of my favorites. The greens on rutabagas are very good, as well as the root that forms. So it's kind of a dual purpose vegetable. So and then over here on the other side, I have a bunch more stuff planted, but it's a little bit younger, but they're all doing well also. So I need to kind of come in here and cultivate in between the rows. But I've got 2 full rows of collards right here and some broccoli. Actually, this row's broccoli, this row's cauliflower, this row is collards, and I have cabbage on these 2 rows. So I misspoke, but I need to come in here and cultivate in between the rows. I had a buckwheat cover crop in here and I kind of waited a little bit too long and some of them went to seed, but they won't be hard to kind of just scratch off the surface, especially since the soil is wet right now. So for the AgroThrive, I really like to use a watering can. I may have to make a couple passes through here, but that's all right. Just make sure you shake it up good. I don't get scientific with it. I just give it a nice couple little glugs there and hit it with the water hose. The good thing about AgroThrive is really you're not going to overfeed with this. You're not going to burn your plants like you would on some of the synthetic fertilizers, like 10-10-10 or something like that. Nothing wrong with that. And I've used 10-10-10. Sometimes I put it down to pre-plant fertilize. But when I go through to actually feed the plants, I like to use this because it's gentle and they really seem to respond well to it. I just get some on each plant around the base. Again, like I said, you're not going to hurt these with AgroThrive, so you can get pretty liberal with it. Make sure you get a nice soak on the ground around it. So one thing I didn't mention, after I fertilize, I like to go ahead and hit it with the sprayer. Go ahead and water that fertilizer in a little bit so it's not just sitting on the leaves and it can get down into the soil. For this, I just use one of these little pump sprayers. I can put a link in Amazon description for this as well, but you can find these at pretty much any department store as far as Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, stuff like that. So I'm just going to liberally spray that on each plant, and that's it. All right, well, it's about to get dark, so we're gonna go ahead and be done with the garden stuff for tonight. Tomorrow I'd like to come in here and cultivate in between the rows and just have a few weeds and stuff popping up there. But you can probably hear the chickens behind me. I think they're hungry. Rosie's ready to be put up so I can milk her in the morning, and I'm pretty sure the pigs are hungry too, so I'm gonna go take care of that. I also have been needing to dump this from cleaning Rosie's stall out. Plenty of manure to spread on the garden this year, so I'm going to spread that in one of the empty plots. I'm going to get enough on there, and then I'm going to tarp it over. Right now I have the meat chickens kind of going through the pumpkin patch and where I had the melons and stuff, so I'm going to let them go through that a couple times, put some manure down, and then I'll close those off until next season. Pig food. And we gotta get our chickens. The kids stole the golf cart, so I'm gonna have to walk it out this evening with the food. No big deal. So like I said, I've been moving this tractor across this patch. You can see where they've been already. Kind of scratched down to the ground, which is what I like. Kill some of the weeds, eat some of them. I'm gonna take them all the way across and work in this, what used to look like a garden patch. Now it just looks like grass. Take them across that and back. And we're gonna get them through the whole area right here. Good evening, ladies. How we doing? All right, last but not least, let's get Rosie put up. Of course the goats want to get in there. Come on, Lackey. Let's go get y'all. Come on. Come on, Firefly. Good night, Rosie. Morning, guys. Got Levi with me. We're going to be milking Rosie this morning. Nice and foggy out. Alright, so we had our breakfast. It was pretty good. We made some homemade biscuits and gravy. Tiff makes the gravy. She does better than me, but we used some of our venison sausage from one of the deer we got last year. About to run out, so it's time to fill that freezer back up as well. So anyways, I want to go ahead and do some cultivating real quick, and then we're going to close out the video. So for this, I'm just using this little 4-tine cultivator. I'm just going to scratch because the dirt is soft right now, and I'm just kind of uprooting these little seedlings here that have popped up in between the rows. A stirrup hoe would do fine right here too, but we're just using our little cultivator tool. Alright guys, well, I got a little bit sweaty doing that. I guess it was a good little workout after breakfast, burn off some of those biscuits and gravy calories. But anyways, we got our plot cultivated here. I got that one over there. I just didn't get that one on video. So I would say my top 3 things if you want to have a successful fall garden as far as your cole crops go, which are your brassicas, which include your cauliflower, broccoli, collards, cabbage, those types of things. The top 3 things you need to do is, number 1, you got to stay on top of the weeds. So that's here, I'm doing that here. It's best to stay on top of them. Don't let them get out of hand. They're a lot easier to get when they're smaller and the roots are not penetrated into the ground too much. One tip is if it's rained recently, that's the best time to weed, especially with the cultivator, because the ground's soft and you can just kind of scrape those off the top. So number 1, weeding. Number 2, feeding. So I'm feeding them the Agri-Thrive. You can either do the fruit and flower or the general purpose. If you don't have anything on hand, I would go ahead and just get both. And you can use the general purpose all season for your cole crops. Then the third thing is stay on top of the pests. So your cabbage moths, the cabbage worms, there's a couple other caterpillars that like to munch on those leaves. So spray them with that BT spray. I'll leave a link in the description of all the different things that I used today. But guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything else. And as always guys, God bless and thanks for watching.